This is a Jupiter Broadcasting production.
This is The Launch, episode 19 for April 22nd, 2025. Streaming from the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, we greet you all a good morning, a good evening, or whenever your timeline may fall, time-appropriate greetings indeed to one and all. This is The Launch. My name is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
Hello, Angela. We have a lot to get into today. I have a few things I want everyone to know before we get started. We'd love it if you call us live. We'll be taking your calls after the music. Phone number is 774-462-5667. That is 774-462-5667. You can catch the podcast live on Tuesdays, except for perhaps next week. Keep an eye on the calendar. But of course, the voicemail box is always waiting for your call. We have a weekly chat room. No, we have a 24/7 chat room at weeklylaunch.rocks. It gets a little extra busy weekly when we're going live, though, so it's a little weekly, I suppose. In fact, everything is linked at weeklylaunch.rocks. You can go over there. You can contact us. You can, I don't know, click the links. It's a website, so you know what to do. Just check it out. And we love hearing from you. Well, Angers, there's a few things on our minds. Both of you. There's two Angers in studio today. And, no, but something both you and I have to deal with, because we both have travel coming up, is this enhanced driver's license ID that's required to travel by May. Mm-hmm. And, boy, have I not, like most, only 30% of Washington state so far has followed these new rules.
We're just a month away now from when you travelers need to get a real ID to pass through TSA checkpoints. The new requirement takes effect May 7th. In Washington, an enhanced driver's license or enhanced ID card do meet the standards for real ID. You can also use your passport to get through TSA. But if you still need to get an approved form of ID to travel, the Washington Department of Licensing now says make an appointment quickly at a licensing office. It takes 2 weeks to get your ID in the mail.
So how are you feeling about this?
Okay, well, so we all got passports a year or two ago. Mm-hmm. So that is a suitable alternative,
right?
Thankfully. But I actually got my enhanced driver's license back in 2018.
Yeah, they've been offering it for a while.
No, well, and they've been threatening to implement it for that whole time as well. But it gets really complicated because especially as somebody who has been married and dropped their last name. So I could say as a female or a wife or whatever, but it actually anybody, some dudes change their last name too. So when you change your name, you have to provide the entire official paper trail for why your name's changed, right? And so that I had to get like a copy of our marriage certificate, I had to show the divorce decree, even though I still have my last name,
but because you changed it when we got married 1,000 years ago.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And so what's funny is I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was saying, yeah, I really want to get back up to Washington because she abandoned me 5 years ago and went to Vegas. Chris,
Yikes!
Chris tried to. That was so funny. Anyway, facts. That's how I feel.
But
Whatever.
you're not really bitter about it or anything.
She hasn't. Yeah, no, she hasn't come back up, and this is what she's claiming. But what's funny is,
oh really?
I know because it's not implemented yet,
and
so
it hasn't been a big problem for like 5 years. So.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, so she's like, yeah, well, I did the whole, tried to do the whole enhanced driver's license process, but they need my marriage certificate, and I ordered one, and I even expedited it, but I still haven't received it, and I'm like, dude, Mom, you gave me your marriage certificate. I have it.
I could just send you a PDF like in 10 minutes.
Oh, no. She has to have the original.
Oh,
yeah.
So you can mail it.
Yeah. No, I'm bringing it.
Oh, yeah, you're going down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it. So
well, that works out.
Yeah. So the thing that I don't know, even though I know I went through the enhanced driver's license process in 2018, I can't tell what the difference is. Like, I can't tell that I have an enhanced.
There is supposed to be like a
I tried to compare it to another driver's license that is definitely not enhanced. And yeah, no, it's not the shimmer tree that's on there. So, but supposedly there's an RFID chip in it.
Cool.
So I keep it
Yeah,
in
in
a
that little
sleeve
sleeve, yeah.
so that I don't get associated with crime.
So I tried to get one because I recently, with my birthday not too long ago, back in January, it was
Oh,
time for me to renew.
Your license expired.
Yeah. And so
Mine
I,
expires this year too.
so I go in and she's like, do you want to, do the enhanced driver's license for the real ID stuff? And I'm like, yeah, I probably should just get that done. Thankfully, I have not changed my name or anything like that. So
Right. Yeah. Super easy for you.
Mhm. And she brings it up on the computer. She's like, oh, the printer's down. I'm like, your printer? Do you want me to take a look at it?
Oh my gosh.
I did.
I'm IT.
I was like, I don't mind taking a look at it if you want. And she's like, no.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It's the state printer for these particular enhanced driver's licenses. It was just offline back in January when I wanted to get mine. So like, sorry, you got to come back again. And, go
So
to
you
the
just
DMV and wait and then get a new
So
license.
you just got a regular license then?
I just got a regular one.
Huh. We should compare it after the show.
Yeah. And I have, like you said,
Does
my
it look like
passport.
mine?
I don't remember it being shiny like that. And I don't have like a flag on it either, I don't think.
Oh, I did see that the flag was, because I tried to Google it really quickly before the show. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not really a super big fan of these types of things, but I think this system, if it makes traveling simpler, maybe
Right.
that's
why I did it, because I was going to Canada for a martial arts conference.
That's how they get you.
And then I didn't have a passport at that point, but I do have a passport now. So I think I'm covered either way.
Yeah. Well, I want to know, those of you out there listening, where do you draw the line on the travel identification? Like, have you signed up like I have for the TSA pre-check? Maybe you got the global entry or the clear where you're scanning your eyeballs or whatever it is?
I hate that you can just pay more money and that makes you safe.
Yeah.
Well,
they check your background.
I know, once. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you waited to do all your crime until after that moment.
And I just renewed mine. And so when they checked on me, it was like 5 years ago.
Right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I could be a terrorist by now. I
Yeah.
am not. But I
You know
could
what
be.
else I saw when I was booking my flight?
What?
You can pay to contribute to lower emissions.
Yeah.
And so it tells you the equivalent of how much
Yeah.
carbon emissions you're... How?
Don't worry, they'll roll that in. They'll roll that in.
Where's... Like, it doesn't actually say what the money...
Well, I suppose
how it's going
they
to
know
lower...
how much fuel is being spent on that flight,
Yeah.
and they know what the economy of the flight is, and then they just break it down. Although, if you were really
no.
if you're to be honest about it, they need to know how heavy you are.
What it looked like... No. It was... Because... No, it was just saying, hey, you can donate money
Yeah. No,
to
yeah.
lower carbon emissions.
Oh,
Like, so I don't know...
they're probably just buying offsets.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all, pretty soon it'll just get rolled in. Don't worry about it. It'll be an extra fee. So let me know where you draw the line on the travel stuff. Have they broken you down? Here's my hot take. I will celebrate the day they finally get rid of the TSA. God bless. Hopefully it doesn't go on record, but I think the TSA was a Bush-era jobs program. And the airports were not built with the TSA in mind, and it has screwed all of them up. And every study that's been done shows they've typically missed the weapon or the bomb that they tried to sneak through as a test. So my hot take is no TSA. However, that said, I do have the TSA pre-check, so they got me. And I'm wondering if they got you. Boost in and let us know. It's Linux Fest Northwest this weekend in the beautiful Bellingham, Washington. 25 years of Linux Fest Northwest at Bellingham Technical College. And Angela is doing not one, not two, not three, but 4 sessions.
Yep. Now, it's the same session repeated, right?
Hey, that's a clever idea. Why didn't I think of that hack?
But, I think that some of the speakers should double up and do like one each day or something.
Yeah,
granted
maybe
there's
different
capacity.
time slots on Saturday versus Sunday or something.
Yes, exactly. But I am actually like basically going to be the face of Linux Fest. The session that I'm doing is How to Linux Fest Northwest. And it basically just covers, FAQs and all the things, how you can support, where you can find things.
Food.
Lunch, right? Yeah,
matters.
exactly. Like lunch is important, where the coffee is.
Got to keep the brain energy going for the learning.
Yep. So each day at opening, I will do a session, and then again after lunch before the afternoon sessions, and that way the people that come in the afternoon can still like find out, the deets about the conference.
We've never done this before, right? Linux Fest has never done anything like this, have we?
Yeah, no.
It's a good idea.
It's because I'm on the board now, and I am making it happen.
Here's an idea. Hey, guys, here's an idea. Yeah. I have an idea for you.
Okay.
Because we've decided we're going to live stream Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, good to know.
Woo!
From where?
Nervous from
Mobile?
the RV. Yeah.
Oh.
With mobile. And then so what
Yeah.
I want to do is you'll be done before we're on air because we're going to start at 10 a.m. our time. But what I want to do is send Brent out
Oh, yeah.
after your first session and do
Yeah.
like a little recap of your session
Sweet.
with him that we can then play on the live stream a little bit after we get started. So we can
Yeah,
kind of start the
absolutely.
stream with How to Fest. And
Yep.
then we'll, of course, tell people to catch the thing. So Brent and probably somebody else like myself will be out there mobile capturing audio. And then we'll have a couple of us back at the RV. And whoever's out there mobile will also kind of be curating folks to send back to the RV to come sit with us and chat.
Look at Wes's title suggestion.
Linux Fest North
No.
Lunch. That's
Linux Feast.
Oh, Feast.
North Lunch. It's like, it is so perfect
That's a real
because
good one.
Bellingham is north of here. Like, it's just, that's great, Wes.
It's a good one. It's a chef's kiss. Yeah, and there's going to be an after party each night or just Saturday?
Well, there's so many events. You can go to meetup.com/LinuxFest
Right.
Northwest. There is
hold on. Say it again. I'm going to put a link as you say it in the show notes. Meetup.com. What was it?
/LinuxFest Northwest.
Okay.
And so there's a Friday stroll, there's a Friday game night, there's Saturday breakfast, there is Saturday dinner, and then there's Saturday after party, and then there's Sunday breakfast.
Well, you're
and
making
then
me
of
hungry.
course, live Linux Unplugged from Linux Fest
Right.
Northwest on Sunday, as well as live streaming from Jupiter Broadcasting the whole time, apparently.
Yeah, well, at least most of Saturday. Yes, boy, there's a lot of meetups on this page. Look
Yeah.
at that. Yeah, meetup.com/LinuxFest Northwest. The stroll around Bellingham in the evening,
Yeah.
or it's Friday. Yeah, the Friday stroll. I could see that being really nice. We get set up. Maybe we join the Friday stroll or something if people want.
Yeah.
I bet that stops with, a few, sneak into that bar, sneak into this place. There's
There
gonna be a
are
little,
plenty of bars.
yeah, there's going to be a little bit of that going on and other things. So, we'll tell you how it goes. We may have a different live time next week, so our Linux Fest Northwest report might be on Monday, but we'll try to update the calendar and, of course, mark it pending in the Podcasting 2.0 apps so you know what's coming up, okay? So don't worry about it. We'll keep you informed. It is week 3 of On the Road, running from the rats, and it's gone pretty well considering it's I think we're 2 solid weeks now of being totally off grid, just running off solar and generator from time to time. We've been really lucky that the weather has been super nice, so we've actually been generating a fair amount of solar, except for yesterday. But when we drive, we also generate power, and we had to drive yesterday, so that worked out. I thought maybe I'd give you a little report on how it's going. So let's set the tone. Imagine the last 3 weeks. Your humble podcaster on the run. 120 miles worth of moving around just our local area.
Put 120 miles on the rig last week. Didn't leave the county, but I sure burned some heat. From cow farms east to alpaca land, with a black tank full and no power is planned. On the run from the rats, but the wheels still roll. From strawberry alpacas to the next cow hole. Might head back soon, might not last. Just taking it slow and hoping the rats have passed.
I've ended up hopping from farm to farm the last few weeks. Didn't even really intend to. We packed up and left our spot early Monday morning and headed off to one of my favorite spots. If you head out east towards the Cascades down Highway 20, there's this area they call the foothill of the North Cascades, and out there is a giant active farm. Yeah, lots of cows. It's been in the family business since like 1940s, and they've passed it down by a couple generations now. And they own, attached to the farm, about a full square mile of forest. some of which they've logged over the years for their own uses. So as a result of the logging, there are RV accessible pathways, and there are clearings where we can park the RV and even get a good Starlink and good solar. But it's out there in the woods. It's all off grid. There's no water, no power, no pooper. It's just what you have in your rig. So that means with our setup, we can last, if it's just Hadia and I, 6 days or so. If it's us with the kids, 3 or 4 days. The tanks are really the limiting factor, with showers and pooping and peeing. And then eventually you'd run out of gas, but we don't use a lot of gas. That's mostly just for the generator. So we stayed out there from Monday till Saturday, and I can't describe quiet, like how quiet this place is.
How loud quiet is.
Yeah, in a way, right, because you hear like every bird on a branch and
Oh, yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And the stars are really bright. We had clear skies. The downside is it's an hour and 45-minute drive each way, so I get worn out. The kids get tired of that drive. Like it's just not sustainable. So we stayed out there till Saturday morning. From Monday to Saturday, we had the kids on board Saturday, and we packed up early and set off to a new location, to another farm called the Strawberry Fields Alpaca Ranch. And it is a working alpaca ranch, and they've got a lot of alpacas. They're such derpy-looking animals.
Yeah, they are.
But also funny. It was kind of location-wise fantastic because it's 10 minutes from the studio, so that was a real treat. And about 20 minutes from everything we had to do that weekend. And the owner there, Chris, is a super nice guy who was really flexible with our really crazy arrival schedules and all of that. But it's very active, right? There's lots of people there. There's noise. There's machinery. So we went from like dead silence to like trucks and tractors and, alpacas. And we paid for power. So
Because it's an option?
yeah, it was an option.
Yeah.
But then when we showed up, somebody had parked their car in the spot that had power. So we had to park in the no hookup
Lame.
spot, but we still
Lame.
paid for the power. So we're like, all right, time to move on. When you're paying for something you're not getting, let's get out of here. And Hadia's family owns a retired farm. So we went up to yet another farm. It's our third farm. And it's a little rougher because it's older. It hasn't been active for about a decade. So it's neat in the sense that it's a whole huge-ass farm that you get to explore and walk around. It's got old farm buildings and ancient farmhouse and milk sheds and cattle feeding areas and even like the weird stuff. Like you can see, this is like the drainage ditch for the waste, which is all cleaned out now. But like you can see how they worked it all. And it's got lots of little nooks where you can almost feel like you're on a different spot. You don't even really feel like you're on the same property. And so we parked off in one of these nooks. It's on a ledge and it overlooks a valley with some ponds. It's really, really picturesque. But again, there's no hookups, right? So we're just kind of running off grid on everything. And I think, though, we're good to stay here until Linux Fest. I think we can make it till Friday or Saturday, and then we'll head up to Bellingham, and that'll be our next camping spot. And we'll have to find a place to get gas and dump all our takes. But it's been just funny. It's like one farm to the next farm to the next farm, and 2 of those were working farms where there's just a lot going on. And then this last one, it's like you can visualize what it used to be in its heyday, but now it's just sort of kind of slowly deteriorating because they don't really use it for much anymore.
Yeah, but good scenery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is nice.
This is way
Yeah.
better than like in the core of residential with
Yeah.
roads, paved roads and a bunch of cars and
Yeah, it's
neighbors.
quiet too. It's quiet. It's private. There's nobody around, so it really feels secluded. And it is great to have right out the big windshield. We got the pond and there's ducks and all that kind of stuff. So we've kind of been on the run for nearly a month now, or it will be. I think after Linux Fest, it will be just about a month. And our neighbor tells us they've deployed some additional poison. That's about it. So I think what we'll do is with the warmer weather, after Linux Fest, we'll probably head back to the home base, deploy traps, bait, lights, sprays, anything I can think of.
Cameras for
Yep.
confirmation.
Yep. And then I'll just kind of roll the dice and hope we're okay for the summer. And then, later fall, I think we're going to have to find somewhere else. Maybe I could work with Hadia's family to build out a spot on the farm that works for us. But I don't really know at this point. But it's been a crazy month. Just planning and moving all the time is really something. To put 120 miles on and only really be within a 60-mile radius the entire time.
Yeah.
And that's just the RV. Then there's all the cars driving. Like we're getting gas every 2 days. It's crazy. So it'll be nice to have it settled down, even though I do feel like the situation isn't completely resolved. After Linux Fest, it should pretty much be settled. And we'll see. I'll have the bucket traps out, I'll have all the stuff, and if I start seeing critters.
What are the bucket traps? Is that just filling it with water so they go into
Yes,
and they drown?
You do a ladder, and they walk up the ladder, and then
yeah.
you have sometimes you could put like a little food or something on the top of the bucket lid. But yeah, they walk on the lid, and then the lid opens and they fall in.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Surprisingly effective.
Yeah, no. At that campground where that gal gave me the hot chocolate and the mice got into it, she had a bucket with just some water in it, and there were like 3 dead mice in it. No trap on the top. They wanted water and they went in and they never came out.
I don't know. Maybe they like a ladder too. It's weird.
Right.
It's spooky how effective it can be. So I'll have those out, but then I have to check them and then deal with it if I do catch something. And then if I catch something, and if I start catching a lot of something, I think I'm going to get the hell out of there again.
Yeah,
I think
that sucks.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But this is the best I think we're going to get. I think this is as good as it gets, and I think I'll take it at this point. Now, you know we love your voicemails, so we'd love it if you left us a message. Name and town if you wish to opine. That number again is 774-462-5667. 774-462-5667. And we want your calls because we love this part of the show. And Sledgehammer is our first caller this week.
Hey, Chris, you can call me Sledgehamster. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Look on Amazon. There is a tape that Honda originally invented that has cayenne pepper in it that you wrap around wiring.
Ooh.
Apparently, the
So I'll cut it there because that particular call has the drops. But so there's a tape I can wrap some wiring, and it's too spicy. The capacia or whatever it's called. What is it? The thing that's in this.
I don't know. As soon as you said that,
I just
it's not
dropped
that.
It's capsica or something. I don't know. But I need to open up my dash and work on my cameras. And it's like, if I'm in there, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, maybe. So that's a great tip. Sledgehamster did call back, and that one didn't have the clicks.
Hey, launch crew, Sledgehamster again. My first car was a 69 Ford Galaxy 500.
That sounds cool.
And I had to quit band after I started playing trombone in 6th grade. I played up until my senior year of high school.
Nice.
But having bought the car, Mom and Dad said, "We're not buying gas. We're not paying insurance. You get a job." So I had to quit band.
Oh, my heart.
Just appreciate you guys. Enjoy listening to everything the Jupiter Broadcasting crew puts together. And again, greetings from Middle Tennessee. Bye.
Thank you, Sledgehamster. Shout out to Tennessee. Yeah, so they had both convertible and hardtop versions of the Galaxy. V8 with Cruise-O-Matic. That's pretty neat. That's a classic. Look at that. Look at thing's a boat.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
What a cool first car.
Thank you, Sledge. Sir Lurks-A-Lot called in.
Hey, Chris, this is Sir Lurks-A-Lot here. I have so many things I could talk about back to you guys, but I'm just going to try to keep it brief. I'll warn you, though, I come with my verbose flag set all the time. It's difficult to be concise. But long story, a long time ago, I was in 7th grade, and I saw a computer, maybe it was 5th grade. No, it was 5th grade, and it would have been about 1978, and I was enamored with them, wouldn't shut up about them. 82, we got a computer, Commodore 64. I about fell over when we got that for Christmas. I was so excited. And learning on these things young, I learned to type before I got into high school. And when I got into high school, they still didn't really have much in the way of computer classes. They had the beginnings of them. But I took a typing class and learned how to properly put my hands in the right place for typing, which made a huge difference. And then I would say years later, I was about 20, and I realized I wasn't really having to look at my hands to type. I was touch typing. And having been interested in music when I was younger, well, in high school, I should have taken band. I would have really got a lot out of that. But instead, I was too interested in science and math and other things, and computers for sure, but like I said, they didn't have a lot of computer programs back then. So I decided in my 20s that because my fingers seemed to know where the letters were before I could, as fast as I could think about it, that I could teach the same thing. You know, if I picked up a guitar, I could teach my fingers, and that gave me the patience to kind of apply myself at it, and I've enjoyed it. I've just followed my ear and done it for fun. I've never been a part of a band or anything like that, but I get an awful lot out of playing music, and I play now more than ever because I've just get better and better. With regard to music theory, yeah, I wish I had the theory then. All along, I've picked up some on my own.
Oh, he ran out of time on the call. But you know, Lurks, that is a really good insight. Like, if you taught yourself how to touch type.
Yep.
Wow, that's
I wasn't sure.
Good.
I assumed that he was going to go for the guitar. I was going to say it, but his pacing, I couldn't estimate his pacing enough to inject it without accidentally talking over him. So that's really cool.
Yeah, thanks, Lurks. And that's a great insight to share.
Also, the limit is 2 minutes.
Yep.
For the future.
We love you. Rob called in.
Hey, all. This is Raven Grob calling in to talk about episode 17 with the concerns about the rat infestation and controlling them. I'm a certified pesticide applicator here in Washington and Oregon. The bit about there being a product that will kill a rat by making it thirsty and drying it out is completely false.
What?
Without going into too much into the weeds on this, there's two main methods to deal with rodents outside of straight fumigation: traps and glue boards, or a rodenticide. Most commonly, a Gen 2 anticoagulant is the active ingredient in the rodenticide being used, which is essentially a concentrated blood thinner. Rodents will not feel thirst. They'll feel woozy and want to sleep, which I don't know about you, but I want to sleep where my bed is. So they'll go and die in your home because that's where they've been chilling. As for the flooding the crawl space to deal with the rats, that has to be one of the absolute worst solutions I've ever heard of. Pests are looking for all kinds of three things: food, heat, and you guessed it, water. You'll be doing no harm to the rats and even helping them. I couldn't help but laugh at that. But,
yeah.
Anyways, that was my rant. If you need any advice or help, even if I can't necessarily physically be there, feel free to hit me up. Thank you for the great show, and I hope you have a good one.
That's a great call. I hope it's Rob. Rob, what would your estimate be of the likelihood there's a lot of rats in there? If it's been at least, I'd say, 6 months to maybe a year, and they've heard them in the walls, they've heard them underneath the floor, they've seen holes. Do you think it's 5 rats, or do you think it's 500 rats?
Right.
That's what I. So
What's the magnitude?
What I got from that is that rodenticide, or whatever it's called, is probably going to kill them, but they'll die.
Where they're most.
Which is horrible. Yeah. It's going to stink. The glue traps are my least favorite because they're still alive when you find them, but then at least they're there. And then, of course, the bucket trap. Wow. That was really good. Thank you. And I took some notes. Appreciate that. Outdoor Geek's back with a call.
Hi, Angela and Chris. Outdoor Geek here. I wrote 2 haikus on the subject of burnout. Burnout is real bad. There are no easy fixes. Do less of the cause.
Ooh.
Go outside now, please. Do the polar opposite of the burnout cause. Do you remember the game Myst? These haikus were written in the personal journal that came with my copy.
Whoa.
Thanks for the shows. Bye-bye.
Awesome callback.
Do less of the cause. I like that. Should that be the title of this episode?
Yeah,
less
all right.
Of the cause.
I'll write that down. You know, Myst was the thing about Myst is that it held this extended period in my life because it was what was the go-to video game for the libraries and stuff. So library computers didn't get upgraded very often. So for years, it was the go-to game. What kind of game was it? Like a puzzle-solving game. It was because it was on old computers. It was very high resolution graphics for the time, but you didn't move around. It was like sort of a click and move. You'd probably recognize.
I know,
it.
yeah, I probably would, but all I can think of is a different game, a board game.
Like there's
Risk. I'm thinking of Risk in my head. I'm visualizing Risk.
Do you recognize this the poster at all? Does that ring a bell at all to you? No.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, you might if you saw the gameplay, it might, but it was sort of a classic computer game.
Oh, I do.
You recognize
that?
that?
Yeah. I saw one. Yeah.
That one right there?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's like the first level. It's like, it's pretty. It's funny. It just lived in our computer gaming lives for so long at a certain age.
Kind of like a Monopoly.
Yeah.
Preloaded.
It was on all the machines. All right, our last voicemail this week comes from a guy named Ryan.
Hey there, lunch crew. This is a guy named Ryan. Long time, fifth time. This is going to be a bit of a downer. I haven't really been engaged with the trip to space. There's other things going on in the world that are distracting me. The whole thing feels a little tone deaf right now, just rich people doing rich people things. I'm not really into it. In fact, people used to criticize space research when there are so many other things going wrong on Earth. And for a long time, I just thought they were silly. But I don't know. As I've gotten older, I've learned about Project Paperclip and, just the general underbelly of the space program in general. And, it's lost some of its luster for me. The other thing is we shot William Shatner up into space couple of years back, and when he came back, he said it felt like a funeral to him, that he was watching the Earth die when he was up there. And that's pretty humbling. And to me, just in general, space, the future right now feels more like something out of The Expanse or the Murderbot series than it does Star Trek when I was growing up. Anyway, I'm too risk averse to even try and ride a controlled explosion up into space, and I don't think that's going to change in the foreseeable future. So anyway, they can't all be happy ones, I guess, but I enjoy the shows, and I look forward to hearing more from you. Have a great day.
Your car is really just a series of controlled explosions, and we ride around in that all the time. It's pretty weird. Yeah, I think it was a little showy. I agree with you.
Definitely.
I lied. We actually have one more voicemail. It's from Noodles.
Hey there, JB. This is Noodles, or Nate, from Fresno, California, where it is hot. And just calling to let you know that you guys were talking about how your children are musicians. I played the violin all the way from fifth grade, actually, all the way until the end of high school. And then I sing in choir from 7th grade all the way until now. I'm 25 years old now, so I don't even know how many years that is. A lot. And honestly, I think choir is far better than playing the violin. I think it's just more intuitive, better. But the basics of learning the violin really helped with my music career in general. I really liked the gaming episode of Linux Unplugged, but I agree with, I don't remember who called in, but he said that it would be really well suited for the launch, and I'm inclined to agree with that one. Anyways, just hope you guys have a great show this time. I won't be listening to it live, but I'll be listening to it downloaded. And have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Noodles.
Call the launch. We're standing by. 774-462-5667. That's the line. 774.
All right, so you can call us 774-462-5667. And the line is open now. We're going to play our song of the week, and then if you'd like to call in, you can. And we have some more coming up, including a couple of really out there stories and an investment property I might want to pull the trigger on this week. I'm going to try to get it before Ange does. But first, one of my favorite value for value music artists. Yes, I've played one of his songs before. His name is Ollie, and this is a new track, and it's titled Deep Ends.
Even when I'm knocked down, I'ma find a way. While you feeling lost now, drink a champagne. Just think about us, yeah. Just think about us. Quarter after 4 o'clock, nothing gon' change. Tryna make the world stop, I'm a little pain. One thing about us, one thing about us. Yeah, if I ain't gon' make you happy, tell me what it's gonna take. If Fall into my arms, you have me. But all you ever need is space. I'm just trying to make it easy. I don't wanna walk away. Please say something. Can you say something? Yeah. Saying that I think too much, I do. Yeah, I do. I don't wanna mess this up, lose you. Yeah. Feeling like I'm stuck out on an island. I think life is all timing. You know, everything that happened made me stronger. That's why when I'm upset, I'm still smiling. I mean, whoever's still beside me at the bottom, yeah, that's who want me with me at the top. This world is never fun and short of problems. If they're standing in between, I cut them off. I've gone too wise now to the fake shit, and it broke a lot of things all at once. But there's still something for you. Yeah. Even when I'm knocked down, I'ma find a way. Know you feeling lost now, chicken champagne. Just think about us. Just think about us. 4:15, nothing gon' change. Tryna make the world stop, I'm a little pain. Wanna think about us. Wanna think about us. Yeah, if I ain't gon' make you happy, tell me what it's gotta take. Fall into my arms, you have me. But all you ever need is space. I'm just trying to make it easy. I don't wanna walk away. Please say something. Can you say something?
We'll have a link in the show notes to Deep Ends by Ollie. If you boost while that song was playing, 95% of the sats go to Ollie.
And it's not depends, it's deep ends.
Did I say depends?
No, I mean, just if you say it too fast,
Yeah.
like it does sound. Anyway,
Yeah.
I really like that song.
Yeah. He does great work. And the other thing, too, that I've noticed, now that I review a lot of these songs, is that Ollie has really high-end mixes and mastering compared to some of the other ones that are really amateur.
Mm-hmm.
We got a caller. Let's take our caller on. Let's see. Caller, hello. Where are you at right now?
Falling down the stairs.
In the rain. Like, Mississippi.
Is this Magnolia Mayhem?
Yes, it is.
Sounds like a lot of mayhem in the background. I don't know if this is going to work. This is kind of crazy.
That's what I was scared of.
What kind of storm is going on there, man? Are you all right?
I got called. I'm not even supposed to be working today. They got me out here delivering mail in the rain.
Oh, man.
I tell you what, I will make it a voicemail and sort the story out.
All right.
I'm gonna get back home.
I'll take you up on that.
Sounds good. Thanks for calling.
Good luck out there. Thanks.
No problem.
Could you see you later?
That was awesome.
Oh boy, we know rain, and that sounded like
Yeah.
some real rain out there.
4-7 boosts to go.
Well, we do have some great boosts, and Adversary 17 comes in with our baller boost, our big supporter of episode 19.
Hey, Rich Lobster!
66,001 sats. How about that? Now, he began playing trumpet in the 5th grade. My school had an introduction to band night where they set all of the instruments out, and we were able to play them and try them. I couldn't figure out how to play any of the reed instruments, so I tried brass. Given that, without even trying, I was able to match pitch with just the mouthpiece. Brass was for me.
Yep.
I chose trumpet to start. I played that in band up to the 9th grade. That year, though, only the trombone we had graduated. I decided that over the summer, I was going to learn trombone and play that the rest of high school. But I had to rewrite my brain to understand the basics of clef. Am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
Clef and
Bass
bass clef, and then match those notes with the 7 different positions and use my
embouchure
to tune the pitch. It was quite a bit, he said. The few times I had played since high school, I had been pleasantly surprised to remember how to play both without issues. Trombone is fun, but you get quite a workout moving the slide around.
Yeah, no kidding.
And he gives also a happy 16th birthday with 16,000 sats to Dylan.
Nice.
Coming in hot with the boost.
If Dylan was listening, he would demand those sats.
Yeah,
Although I did get him a nice little batch of Bitcoin, which right now was looking like a good buy because I bought around when you did recently. And I just set those aside for his birthday. I haven't given them to him yet, but I told him about him. It's hard to give him, but I'll do it. Thank you, Adversaries. It's always great to hear from you, and we really, really appreciate it. The immunologist is here with 6,010 sats, and I don't know if that is a number for something.
Why you gotta put numbers and letters together? Why can't you just go yourself?
But I think it just might be.
Well, I'll be dipped.
He says, here, I can finally shine with some expertise.
I love that. I love this because this show does cover a wide range of things. There's something for everybody in this show. So share it with your friends. Continue.
You can be allergic to egg whites, yolk, or both. Mayonnaise tolerance is a bit tricky since there are less allergies in yolk, but boiled egg is potentially less triggering than raw yolk found in mayonnaise.
Okay. Well, what is happening with me with cooked eggs?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you've never eaten raw eggs, right?
Well, definitely not. Well,
No.
I mean, yes, I do over medium eggs where the yolk is, not cooked through. But yeah, I'm basically using cooked eggs as a laxative right now.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Just pump the brakes right there.
Woo-wee. All right, see, there you go. Why does it happen? We don't know. But what I do know.
You make me want to be a better man.
IR Joe comes in with 3,072 sats.
You're doing a good job.
It was Kiowa Joe with the battle bus. I should probably have tried to mumble less. Oh, for the call. How is it only now that I hear the members' bootleg feed for the launch? Now I have to go listen to all the episodes again.
Yes. There is premium content before and after the released version of this show.
Yep. We really make it for the members. Not that I mind, considering I went spelunking for the back catalog you tried to hide, and I listened to those as well. Oh, you sneaky. Although I didn't catch the KB catalog live, but I did listen to the bootleg feed when it's available. You, sir, you win the prize for Motivated. Yeah, the reason why I hid the back catalog is it was a totally different show.
Yeah.
It was just me vibing before Coda Radio.
Yeah.
And I don't even say vibing. Thank you for the boost. Outdoor Geeks here with 5,000 sats.
Use a boost.
Well, sounds like you need a cat or maybe 7. Here's a business idea. Killer cats for hire.
Oh.
Contract cats.
Yep.
I thoroughly enjoyed the Unplugged StarCraft edition, but wouldn't want more than 10% gaming per year. And now, time to plug your membership program and brag that I've been a member for 3 years. How about that? Listen to the Unplugged bootleg and just subscribe to the launch bootleg due to someone mentioning it in another boost. Yeah, we should probably mention it more, I guess. Yeah. And we're making it for you. Well, I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Thank you very much, Outdoor Geek. Appreciate the voicemail, too. Nice to hear from you. Otterbrains here with our final boost of the week, and it's 10,000 sats.
It's over 9,000!
My go-to for managing stress. A co-op video game with my kid. A cup of hot chocolate while watching The Big Bang Theory and catching up with a friend on the phone. You know, I love all of those so much.
Yeah.
Co-op video gaming is my favorite. The only way I ever finish a video game, if it's co-op. Well, with the exception of Mario's and stuff. Single-player games I just don't tend to stick with. But if it's a social experience, then I will.
Ooh.
And also, my go-to would probably be Star Trek The Next Generation. Although in the evenings with dinner, I've been watching Cheers from the beginning. And I just got to the season where they replaced Diane, and the show gets way better. I was a little worried when Diane left. When I was a kid watching Cheers, the Diane episodes were always the really old episodes. And then the ones where Kirstie Alley comes on were always sort of like the newer ones. So I didn't realize it took like 5 seasons before Diane leaves because there's like 11 seasons of Cheers or something like that.
Wasn't Kirstie Alley Diane? Like she
No.
was? Oh.
No, a different actress played.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kirstie Alley plays Rebecca.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, you know what? It's because she's in It Takes Two, and I think her name is Diane in that.
Oh.
That's what, yep. Just threw me off.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Show surprisingly good. Kind of holds up, I have to say. I was very impressed. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. It's a nice dinner show. Thank you, everybody who boosted in. We really appreciate it. We had 5 of you stream sats while you listened. Not a big one. Not a big showing this week. 4,385 sats. But the boosters, including our baller-like adversaries, they did the heavy lift this week. Thank you, everybody. With you, we stacked 94,468 sats.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
If you'd like to boost in, the easiest way to do it is with Fountain FM. They do all the hosting for you, but you can also self-host to go all the way to fully sovereign. There's a lot of great apps listed at podcastapps.com. Strike is a fantastic way to get sats. We'll put some links in the show notes to help you out. Thank you, everybody who's either a member of Jupiter Party or boosts in each individual production to support that episode. We really appreciate it. Keeps us going. Okay, Andrews, I got some stories for you to wrap us up. Mm-hmm. This one, I feel like, is a PSA. I could see just about any gal doing this or a dude new to makeup. Man, a North Carolina mom glues her eyes shut by mistake. Check this out. It's bad.
One wrong drop. And when it hit my eye, like, it immediately burned, like, really bad. Kenitha Faggart's eye is now glued shut after mistaking her nail glue for eye drops. She says the shape and size of the bottles are similar. It wasn't until I went to rub it, and when I came back, my finger got stuck on my eye. And that's when I was like, it clicked. I was like, that was nail glue. Faggart called her daughter to take her to the hospital where nurses tried to soothe the burn. And they were just trying to flush the eye, just water, and it just wasn't doing anything. Faggart's daughter documented the scary mistake on TikTok. That video now has more than 11 million views.
So many people have commented and said, oh, this happened to me when I was younger. This happened to my brother. And I'm like, that's when I realized that it does happen a lot.
Poison control experts say it's not uncommon for people to make this mistake. Doctors expect her eye will stay glued shut for another month and a half. I haven't had like any peaceful sleep. Like I have horrible headaches. And they said that the glue can also be messing like with my sinuses. The tables have now turned for this Concord mother out of work until further notice. I'm a nurturer. I'm a foster parent, so I'm used to taking care of people. I thank God for my kids and my friends, like, because they literally have to do everything, like, take care of me.
See, you seem to feel like a month and a half wasn't too bad, but
Yeah.
I'm like...
I mean, better than going blind or,
Well,
you know, like,
yeah.
who knows what her vision will be like after this, but holy moly. I can't even imagine.
I know. So awful. And in the video version, the camera operator, like, for a solid 10 seconds, locks in on her hands and her massive nails. Like, this gal's got a set of nails.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking glue has typically a consistency that's not water, like contact solution. So how could this be? But maybe nail glue, I've never done nail glue, whatever. Maybe it is more liquidy.
Yeah, I bet it goes on like liquid, covers the nail.
Right.
Because she had these big nails that
and
were
then,
applied.
smashes down. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so what's interesting is I am allergic to contact solution. So I actually can't even use contact solution in my eyes. I just have to do the dailies. And if my eyes dry out, I just have to take them out.
Yeah. Now, this is a little extreme. I'm not going to say I couldn't see myself doing this next story. But I never have. But there was a man. This is a big brain guy.
You're going to go on a list.
I know. I got to be careful this episode. But listen to this big brain.
Okay.
So his girlfriend approaches him and she's like, hey, bae, will you house sit my pet while I go on a cruise? His name's Joshua Lau, and he has been sentenced to 8 months in prison for emailing a bomb threat to Carnival Cruise Line because he didn't want to watch his girlfriend's pet while her and her family went on a cruise.
Oh, her and her family. Okay, because the way
I know,
you said
right?
yeah,
I know.
you know what you did.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at first you're like, well, is she going without him? Like, who's she
Right.
going with?
Yeah, right,
No,
exactly.
It was a family cruise. Here's what he wrote in the email. This is, again, big brain stuff. Keep it tight, keep it short, right? This is good tips. Quote, hey, I think someone might have a bomb on your cruise ship, on your Sunrise cruise ship. Well, as you can imagine, this led to a full panic by Carnival. They swept over 1,000 rooms on the ship. It already departed at this point. The cruise was diverted en route to Jamaica as a result. Authorities quickly traced the email back to Lau, who had been living with his girlfriend and their family at the time. So he was also living in the house that the pet already lived in.
Oh, my gosh.
When they tracked him down, he says, this is all my fault and I take full responsibility. Prosecutors and FBI officials emphasized the serious consequences of such false threats and highlighted the strain they place on resources and potential widespread fear. He could have gotten 5 years in prison.
Yeah.
He's getting 8 months.
And there's no fee? Like, because that is an expense to do all that. Like, that's crazy.
How lazy do you guys... So, dude is bumming off his girlfriend's family living there and doesn't even want to watch the pet.
Yeah.
Like, bro, not only should you watch the pet, you should vacuum that frickin' place.
Right?
You should mow
It
the
should be
lawn.
spotless.
Yeah, bro. Like, come on. Step up. That's ridiculous. Okay. Last weird story. I had to fit this one in because you're going to see this one going around on the internet this week because it's just wild. You're never going to believe the direction this interview goes. There was a rather violent Queensland carjacking. And, well, about 20 seconds in, the interview takes a turn you won't expect.
Witnesses are recounting some of the drama that unfolded on the Sunshine Coast this afternoon. Two sisters have told how their mother and man raced to help when the carjacked SUV rolled on Steve Irwin Way, only to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the wreck. Here's some of what they had to say.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there and he was coming back down towards us, and he goes, "Run, he's got a gun." And our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?"
Because he had all blood
all over his face. And he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help."
And Mum distracted him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran
into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, "I'll find you and I'll shoot you." All I was thinking about when we were running, I hope he doesn't fire. Yeah, we were so blessed.
How close to him do you think you were?
Well, see, he was up there, and we were past our
when you
driveway.
Yeah.
You
don't think of
all of that at the time.
No, you just run for your safety.
That's crazy.
How wild is that? They are almost perfectly in sync for 80% of it. It almost sounds like the vocals got doubled for a moment.
Right.
It's just the wildest thing. These sisters, who live on Steve Irwin Way, just have quite the story where the mother tried to distract a gunman. There was multiple alleged car thieves involved. It was really something, but you just can't get past the fact that these two ladies talk almost exactly in sync. And so I just had to play that because that video is going around like crazy. Now, as we get out of here, I just want to float another investment idea past you, Andrews, all right?
Okay.
This one, it's a little extra special with a lot of potential.
Welcome to your ultimate prepper's paradise. Nestled within 23 acres of secluded land, this rare gem offers an extraordinary opportunity to own your very own Atlas E missile silo, complete with a nuclear missile base and bunker. Imagine the peace of mind knowing that your fortress is securely nestled half a mile off a paved road, ensuring both privacy and accessibility when needed. With 10 acres of fenced perimeter protected by chain link and barbed wire, your safety and security are paramount. This versatile structure provides shelter for your vehicles and equipment, while inside you'll find a comfortable retreat with all the amenities you need. But that's not all. This property boasts a 1,250-foot-long airstrip, providing the ultimate escape route when the need arises. And this slice of peace of mind can be yours for the low price of $749,000. Act now.
It's got its own airstrip.
Oh, this is crazy.
It is actually sort of cool. It looks like from a distance just like a barn.
Mm-hmm.
But then as you get closer and you drive in on the half-mile-long paved driveway, you realize there's a lot more going on. There's a couple of cement slabs, which would be perfect for jupes. But then there is the underground bunker, which you take a long, deep tunnel to walk down. And it's rough, but I look at that. That's potential right there. And 10 acres.
Yeah, this is really cool. And it sounds like bunker sounds like dirty and whatever, but there is like a residential
loft up top. Like, so the barn, so the bunker lives under this barn. And the barn has like an apartment in it. And it's like a well-furnished with air conditioning, flat screen TV, a large kitchen. So on top of the bunker is a regular old residential home. And then below is where all the potential is. I mean, it's so neat. And, with a half-mile long driveway, we probably don't have to worry about road noise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's $750,000 and it's in Kansas. But this sucker right here, I mean, no HOA.
Right.
Okay, that's pretty great. Oh, yeah, in the airfield.
Yeah.
You know how you've always wanted to be a
crazy.
pilot? You could just fly in.
You buy it and then find it's restricted airspace.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own the ultimate prepper's retreat. I've actually never seen a bunker in this good of shape with 10 acres of land at this price.
Yeah.
If you wanted to live in the middle of Kansas, I suppose. I'm zooming out right now to get it.
It looks like they've been trying to sell it for quite a while, though. It hasn't. Oh.
Yeah, it literally.
Yeah.
It's sort of east, middle of Kansas. So if you know the Kansas area, it's not far from Hillsboro.
So it sold in December 2020, and then it got listed for $280,000 three times in 2020.
That's a way crazy better price.
Yeah, and then in May 2023, $649, and then July
they've upped it again.
2023, $799, and so now it's gone down $50,000 a year, about a year later.
I wonder if the apartment refurb.
Oh,
up top
that
is
could be, because
new.
it does look fairly new.
It looks modern.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks brand new, actually.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know what kind of life I got to live where I'm seriously buying
right.
a 23 acre in total. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Jeez, I saw this at 10 acres in the thing, but this is 23 acres in total. It's got its own missile silo. It's got its own airstrip. It's got multiple cement pads for rigs. It's got a half-mile long driveway paved.
700 square foot studio.
Yeah. And then, you do whatever you want underneath. I don't know. You could prep. You could build a factory. I don't care what you're doing. You could have a factory. I mean, you could fly in the shipments direct. You're welcome. I'm going to put a link in the show notes, but you better get it before I do. Because I'll tell you what, that Bitcoin shoots up to like 5 million tomorrow. I'm going to buy that. That's going to happen. All right. I think that's it for us. If you want to check that property out, it is actually kind of cool to look at.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a link in the show notes. Those show notes are at weeklylaunch.rocks. Now, don't remember, we might be live maybe Monday next week. We're not sure. We're going to get it dialed in as it gets closer. So stay on your toes if you're a live streamer, and we always want you there. I'd say probably plan on Monday, but we don't know yet. But you don't have to worry about it if you subscribe. You just get it in your podcast app Wednesday mornings when we release. From the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, thank you for listening, and we will see you right back here on The Launch in episode 20 next week.